this research that Scarface and my mother had something in common. If you're a fan of that particular genre, remember that I hate those cockroaches. Now that I've done my research, I understand the cockroaches part of it. I was a child, and my sisters and I would sleep together, all in one room. That meant something about being poor. And there would happen in the week, always unexpectedly, this nocturnal event that caused nightmares. We would be sound asleep, and all of a sudden, the lights in the kitchen would go on. There would be the sound of Armageddon. There would be things broken and smashed and clanging. And then there would be silence. And we wait. And then it would happen again. When we were young, we were too terrified to go and see what was happening. My older sister took the first watch and discovered it was my mother, who couldn't sleep, who had a particular method of waging holy war. She would sneak into the kitchen, turn on the lights, and then all hell would break loose. She was fighting evil. She was fighting hand-to-hand combat. Now, of course, I never explained to my teacher why I looked tired. I knew that. Even small children have very sensitive antennas to poverty, and shame would skitter across our face and our skin like a swarm of roaches. Good little girls don't live with roaches. Clean little girls don't have dirty cracks in their kitchen floor. Smart little girls don't have mothers who don't know the Orkin man. Do you have any wonder why I had trouble with my breathing when I was assigned in my college years to read Metamorphosis by The night terrors of childhood returned as I read the first line. As Gregor Samsa awoke one morning after disturbing dreams, he found himself transformed in his bed into an enormous bug. We may come to consciousness and discover that all the boundaries have gone between heaven and hell. It's collapsed, and we're stuck with no remedy. In Kafka's Nightmare, the metamorphosis wasn't complete, tragic, and never would be. This beloved son and brother spends his final days listening to his alienated family through the closed door of his bedroom. He hears them as their love turns to loathing, and he remains conscious of the revulsion he induces in others even as he is dying. Conscious of the revulsion. That's what's so potent about this metaphor, world, roach. We try to deny the revulsion we feel toward the world. We're trained to suppress it. But if it's incited, and the poor and the marginalized and the other and the roach, then we have an enemy. Because if we deny it, we therefore can't confess it. And if we don't confess it, we can't confront it and risk the metamorphosis of relationship. We have learned to deny the genesis of genocide inside our own thin-skinned histories. Listen to a radio broadcast that was documented, although it happened for real, in Hotel Rwanda. And this was a radio message that poured out every day, every hour. me, why do I hate the Tutsi? I say, read our history. The Tutsi were collaborators for the Belgian colonists. They stole our Hutu land. They whipped us. They are cockroaches. They are murderers. Rwanda is our Hutu land. We are the majority. They are a minority of traitors and invaders. We will squash their infestation. We will wipe them out. Oh, be careful. Are we not now stranded in our high-end kitchens and the power has gone out? And we're afraid of what might come at us in the dark. What might drown out the sound of genocidal fear? A leap of imagination? From a not so ironic poem called Saint Roach. For that I never knew you, I only learned to dread you. For that I never touched you, they told me you are filth. They showed me by every action to despise your kind. For I saw my people making war on you. I could not tell you apart, one from another. For that in childhood I lived in places clear of you. For that all the people I knew met you by crushing you, stamping you to death. They poured boiling water on you. They flushed you down. For that, I could not tell one from another. Except that you were dark and fast on your feet and slender. Not like me. For that, I do not know your poems, and that I do not know any of your sayings, and that I cannot speak or read your language, and that I do not teach our children to eat your food, or know your poems, or sing your songs. Poetic overload. The cod is right, every so often the reel arrives. You've got to be kidding. Can we help you? Where are the ushers when you need them? Talk about cocktails. Listen, I don't want to be rude. I think you don't belong here. I mean, I know that we say that we have open doors and hearts and